Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Southampton and today I would like to share to you about English as lingua franca. Well, English as lingua franca is the use of English between speakers who don't share a first language. So, English as lingua franca is English as a contact language for intercultural communication. English as lingua franca has a characteristic, and the characteristic is the native speakers are not the majority of ELF users. So, ELF users does not follow native speaker style. For example, if we use English as lingua franca, we can speak English with our dialect, with our own accent, and something like that. And then, maybe you are curious why we should interested in ELF. Well, the important reason is the number of speakers of English as lingua franca, estimated around 2 billion users of English as lingua franca around the world. So 1 in 3 and 1 in 4 population of the world that can use English with some level and some function. And then the implication of English as lingua franca. Well, English is no longer centered on Anglophone world and native speakers country. Nowadays, the ownership of English is spread around the world. Now, maybe you are curious, what is the definition of Anglophone world? Anglophone world is English-speaking population, especially a country where 2 or more language are spoken. And distinguish ELF from some of other fields of study. First, world Englishes. World Englishes is mean variety of English. For example, Indian English, Singaporean English, and Nigerian English. Now, ELF or English as lingua franca is not about variety of English, but English as lingua franca is used as contact language for intercultural communication. Well, I want to share to you about the differences between English as lingua franca and English as foreign language. English as lingua franca is a contact language for intercultural communication and can involve native speakers, but the native speakers are not the majority of English lingua franca users. And so, non-native speakers are not expected to adjust or adapt their language to native speaker style. For example, like I said to you before, if we want to use English as lingua franca, we can speak English with our dialect, accent, and pronunciation. Otherwise, if we want to use English as foreign language. English as foreign language is a communication between non-native speaker and native speakers. And whereas the non-native speakers are expected to adjust or adapt their language to native speaker. So, if we want to use English as foreign language, we need to speak English like native speaker style. We need to use English as native speaker. Like, for example, if we want to use English as foreign language, it means we have to speak like native speaker, from the dialect, from the pronunciation, and from the accent. Maybe that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Cheerio.